Getting good at illustration takes time and practice, but becoming a pro takes something else entirely. I've worked with illustrators all over the world for 10 years, and I've noticed something interesting. The gap between amateurs and professionals is rarely just about talent or technical skill. There are plenty of really skilled amateurs, and to be honest, a few professionals whose technical skill isn't mind-blowing. It's about how they think and how they communicate and how they take care of the business side of being creative. You've probably seen this yourself. Two illustrators can appear to have the same level of skill and even similar styles. One is struggling to get noticed and the other is turning work away because they're so busy. The difference isn't just luck. There may be an element of luck involved, but it's more about habits, mindset, and professionalism. So in this video, I want to share 7 rules that separate amateur illustrators from pros, and these are things I've seen consistently across hundreds of successful illustrators. They're simple, practical, and you can start applying them straight away. Rule number 1. It's got a job to do. Amateurs think their job is to make something look good. Pros know their job is to make something work. They don't ask, what do you want me to draw? I mean, maybe they do ask that, but they also ask, who's it for? What do you want to communicate? What's the goal of the project? There's a shift there from decoration to communication. If you can show that your work helps a brand connect with its audience, clarify a message, or sell more products, you're not just creating an image, you're solving a real measurable problem for your client, and that's valuable. It's what moves you up the chain from being an optional extra on a project to a valuable part of the creative team. You'll be working with designers, writers, marketing people, and producers. If you can speak their language and you understand the project on a higher level, you stand out as someone who gets the bigger picture. It's not just about handing over a file that looks pretty, it's about delivering an outcome and helping your client achieve their goal. So next time you're hired for a project, ask yourself, what problem am I solving here? And how does my illustration help the client? Rule number 2, amateurs wait for direction and pros take initiative. When you're just starting out, it's easy to think your job is to follow instructions. You wait for the brief and you do what was asked and you send the files. That's fine. It's what clients expect from beginners. But professionals don't just follow the instructions. They make the project easier for everyone involved. They ask smart questions early on to prevent misunderstandings later. They flag potential issues before they become problems. And they come prepared with ideas or visual references that show they're already thinking ahead. If the client sends a vague brief, the amateur says, okay, I'll give it a go. But the pro says, before I start sketching, I have a few questions for you. It seems small, but it completely changes how clients see you, and it might change how the project turns out. Now, you're not just an illustrator they have to manage, you're a partner that they can trust. And when a client feels like you make their job easier, they'll keep coming back. Rule 3, amateurs wait for inspiration and pros build systems. If you only work when you feel creative, you'll never get enough done to get your career going. Pros know that consistency beats inspiration every time. They've learned to create structure in their lives and their habits and their workflows and deadlines. That keeps them creating even when they're tired, unmotivated, or stuck. That's not about forcing creativity. It's about removing friction. They have organized systems, backup plans, and a schedule that helps keep them on track. Inspiration still matters, and it's still very useful, but professionals don't sit around waiting for it. They start working, and inspiration shows up somewhere along the way. But even if it doesn't, they get it done. Clients don't pay you to be inspired. They pay you to deliver great work, even if you're not feeling it. So start treating your creativity like a muscle and not a mood. Show up consistently, and great work will follow. Rule 4, amateurs take feedback personally. Pros turn it into progress. Every illustrator gets feedback, even the best ones, and the difference is in how they handle it. Amateurs hear feedback as criticism. Pros hear it as an opportunity to improve what they can offer. The amateur says, they don't get my work. And the pro says, how can I make this clearer for the client? And the client might not get your idea, so communicating it in a way that they will get is a very important skill to develop. Doesn't guarantee that they're going to take your idea, but if they don't understand it, they definitely won't take it. Professionals know that feedback isn't an attack on them as a person. It's part of the process of creating something that works. They listen carefully, look for patterns in what the client is saying, and ask questions to understand the real issue. Sometimes what the client asks for isn't what they actually need. Sometimes they don't know what they need until you show it to them. And pros know when to push back too. They don't just do whatever the client says. They know how to explain the reasons for their creative decisions with confidence and without being defensive. Yeah, some projects you are hired to just do what the client wants, but it doesn't mean you can't try to build on it and make it better. It's not about ego, yours or the client's, it's about getting to the best result together. The illustrators who figure out that balance, listening to the client without losing their own point of view, become the ones clients trust because they make a project better. Rule 5, amateurs charge for their time, pros charge for their value. When you're starting out, it's easy to think your prices should be based on how long something takes you to make. You have an hourly rate, a project takes 5 hours, that's your price. Simple, right? But that's not how professionals think. Professionals understand that clients aren't paying for your time. They're paying for the results. They want the work to do something for them. Sell more books or attract new customers. Measurable results. An illustration that helps a brand sell thousands of products or makes their campaign unforgettable is worth far more than the number of hours it took you to make it. That's why pros talk about usage, goals, and outcomes, not just deliverables. They don't say, it'll take me 10 hours. They say, this will be used across a nationwide campaign, so we'll need to discuss licensing, and they think about the impact the work could have on the brand. The mindset doesn't just get you paid more, it changes how clients see you. You're no longer a pair of hands they're renting for a few hours. That doesn't sound right, but you get the idea. You're a professional who understands business, and that makes you far harder to replace. If you want to make the jump from amateur to pro, stop selling your time, start selling your thinking, skill, and the impact that you have. If your work isn't providing any meaningful value to your clients, or you're easily replaced by another illustrator, then you'll never be able to charge much, and you'll never be valued highly. Rule 6, amateurs chase clients and pros build relationships. Amateurs treat every job like a one-off win. Get the project, deliver the work, move on. But pros think long-term. They know that repeat clients are where the career stability and the best work comes from. Instead of asking, how do I get more clients? Professionals ask, how do I turn the ones I have into long-term collaborators? They make their clients look good to their bosses. They stay in touch after a project wraps up. In short, they make themselves easy and enjoyable to work with. And even if they don't win the project, they still keep in touch. If this project wasn't the right fit, the next one could be. And that's how trust is built. That's how you get called first when the next big campaign comes around. If you're always chasing new clients, you'll always feel like you're starting from zero. But if you build relationships, your reputation starts working for you and it makes life just a little bit easier. Rule 7, amateurs wait for opportunities and pros create them. This is probably the biggest difference I've seen after 10 years of working with illustrators. Amateurs wait for clients to find them, but pros make something happen. They don't sit around hoping for work to appear in their inbox. They build things that attract it. They share their process, they post personal projects, they connect with people in the industry, and they make themselves visible. They help people online or set up events or exhibitions or create interesting personal projects, and they get involved in the community. If a pro wants to work with a certain kind of client, they don't wait for permission. They make the kind of work that client wants to see. Every big career move starts with self-initiated projects. That means doing some work for free. Those experiments are how you grow, and you get noticed, and they shape the direction of your career. The best illustrators I know put themselves out there and try things. They're an unstoppable force. They create their own opportunities, and that's why they keep moving forward when everyone else feels stuck. So those are 7 rules that separate amateurs from pros. Every single one of those is learnable and doable. You don't need permission, a degree, or luck, though that certainly helps, just a shift in how you think and how you show up. None of it happens overnight, but success in illustration isn't about talent. Talent is nice to have, but acting like a professional, even before you really are one, will help you to be treated more seriously, and it'll help you to stand out. And you can close the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. If you made it to the end of this video and you're in the 20% club, let me know in the comments. If you've got any more pro tips, feel free to add those too. I've got a video here about what success looks like in illustration, and it's probably not what you think. See you next time.